Hi everyone, this is Crispy1001 at kpcoolstuff.com. This is our 8th video on how to use Blender and the Blender2FSX add-on to make model files for FSX, or Flight Simulator 10. So let's start up our Blender file. So this is where we left off last time on our video that I put out on how to make a prop blur texture using GIMP 2.8. We made the texture for our blurred prop, and the one previous to that, video 7, we just got finished exporting, making our .mdl file and making all the files that we changed Cessna 172 to work for our plane. I did have an update to make to this, the measuring for different areas or different parts of your plane that capt_x or CAPT_x at fsdeveloper.com, the gentleman that made the Blender2FSX add-on for Blender, he gave me a much easier way to do the measuring, and let me show you that now. So we're going to click on the front wheel, so left click on it. Let's go into Control and number 3 for a side view. Hold down the Shift key and the middle mouse wheel. Now zoom in to about right there. We're going to hit the Tab key to go into edit mode. We're going to hit the A key to unselect, and we're going to select one of the lower vertices on the tire. We're then going to go up, and on your transform on vertex, we're going to click global. On the Z-axis, this is showing that our vertice there, which is at the bottom of the tire, is at a negative 7.94192 feet. So this is a very precise way to measure, much more than what I was doing. So thank you capt_x for that, and for the Blender2FSX add-on. So let's hit A to unselect and go back to Tab. What we're going to be doing on this video is making our prop and the 3 different animations for that prop, which is still, slow, and blurred. So the first thing let's do, let's go in on the left toolbar, scroll down, and hit the initialize toolset. Also, let's scroll out, and I'm going to rotate it. If you still have the front tire selected, hit the A to unselect. Hit A one more time to select everything, and we're going to put everything. We're going to rescale everything back to default because, again, I don't know if you've changed anything in your model, and I want to make sure that when we do our animations, everything comes out right. So let's hit a Control and A, and go down to Scale, and we just now scaled everything to default. Let's hit A again to unselect. We're now going to go into a Control and number 3. I'm sorry, your Control key on your keyboard and number 3 to go to a side mode or left orthographic view. I'm going to zoom in to the front. I'm going to turn back on our background image. So on this window here, if this is not showing, click on the little positive. I'm going to drop down to background images. I'm going to check that. Okay, so we're going to reposition our 3D cursor by right mouse clicking and about where the middle of the prop spinner is. We're going to do a Shift A, and we're going to go to cone. we need to rotate it in the X x-axis a negative 90 degrees. So R and X minus 90 and enter. We're going to grab by hitting G, and we're going to go in the Y direction, so Y, and let's move it forward a little bit to about that point. We're now going to size it, so hit S and scale it up to about right there. We're going to have to move it forward again, so hit the G and Y for Y-axis. Move it forward to just the very beginning of your fuselage. That's good. Now I'm going to zoom out, and I'm going to rotate into perspective mode by holding down the middle mouse wheel to about right there. I'm now going to rescale this to default scale, so hit Control A and scale. We can scroll back up on this one, on this window here now, make sure our scale is at default. We're going to go over to our Object tab on this window. We're going to name it Spinner underscore still, and enter. So we have that one made. With that still selected, we're going to go and do a Shift and D to copy. Hit the Enter key once. We're going to go over and name this one. So right after the spinner and underscore, click on still and make this one slow. And because our original was scaled to default, this one is going to be as well. And with this one still selected, spinner slow, we're going to do Shift D one more time to copy it and hit the Enter key on the keyboard. And we're going to name this one Spinner underscore blurred. Okay, so we have our spinners made. I'm going to go to the top. I'm going to, okay, right now we have spinner blurred selected. I'm going to hold down the Shift key. I'm going to left click on spinner slow and spinner still. Then with the Shift button still selected and still pressed, I'm going to left mouse click on the body. We're going to move our cursor to the 3D workspace and hit Control P, and we're going to set the body as its parent, or set parent to object. I'm going to hit the A key to unselect everything. I'm going to scroll back down on our little window here that has the tree structure for our model. I'm going to go to spinner. I'm going to increase the size of that window a little bit. Okay, so we're going to click on spinner still, and we're going to click the hidden or unclick the little eyeball under spinner slow and spinner blurred to hide them. Okay, now that we have spinner still selected, we're going to go over to our left toolbar. We're going to again hit, just to make sure, hit the initialize toolset one more time. We're going to drop down the FSX attach point tool. We're going to now scroll up to our search bar for FSX animation tool, and if you do not have your little search window, click the positive to open that. In that search window, we're going to type in prop, P-R-O-P, and enter. We're going to scroll up until we find prop 0 still. We're going to click on that. We're going to scroll down. Let's see if that's okay. We're going to click on the assign key. We're going to click on the visibility. We're going to go scroll down. Under visibility tag, we're going to click on this. We're going to pick prop 0 still, and then we're going to go and say attach. Okay, now we're going to go over to our object tab on this side. We're going to scroll down, and under the FSX properties you should see animated tag, prop 0 still, a length of 0 to 100, and attachment point tag yes. So this one is now set up. Next we want to check or uncheck the visibility for our spinner still. Select the visibility for spinner slow, and click on left click spinner slow. Okay, so now we have our spinner slow. We're going to go back up on the left toolbar. We're going to click on prop 0 slow. We're then going to go down and click on prop 0 still on the attachment point and put prop 0 slow. I'm going to go back up. I'm going to now hit on the prop 0 slow that we set for the animation tool. We're going to hit assign, and I'm going to go down, and I'm now going to attach the prop 0 slow to our attachment point for this object. So attach. Go back over on the left on the object tab under FS properties. We should show now animation tag, prop 0 slow, length 0 to 100, attachment point tag yes. So that's good. Okay, so this one is now set up. So next we're going to hide this one. So clicking on the little eyeball, hide that one. Click on spinner blurred and turn its visibility on by clicking the eyeball. Now we're on spinner blurred, so we're going to scroll up. Under FSX animation tool, we're going to go prop 0 blurred. Now let's go ahead and assign it first. I guess really we should probably assign this first so we don't forget to go down or do one of them when we change both of them down. So let's go ahead and go assign. We're going to go down here now and change this to blurred and attach. So now let's look over here under FSX properties again. Animation tag prop 0 blurred, length 0 to 100, and attachment point tag yes. So now we have this one. We're now going to turn the visibility on this one off. We're going to go back to spinner still, turn its visibility on, and we're going to go to a side view now. So let's hit Control and F3. We're going to zoom in, and just in case, let's go ahead and save what we have done so far. So hit File and Save. Next we want to move our 3D cursor into about the middle of where the prop and the middle of the spinner is. So we'll put it about right there. We're going to hit Shift A. We're going to go Mesh, and we're going to use a cube. So we put the cube in. We're going to size it now by hitting S. We're going to size it in the X-axis, the Y-axis, so Y. Scale it down to about right there. We're now going to hit S to size and do it in the Z axis. So Z, so S and Z to about right there. We're now going to grab and move it in the Z axis. We're going to go down to the middle of the spinner, about right there. So the bottom of the cube is even with the middle of the spinner. Okay, so now we're going to go to a front view. So Control and 1. I'm going to move it. So we are very large in the x-axis. So we're going to hit S for scale, X for the x-axis, move it in to about something like that. And let's look at it from a top-down view, so number 7. Let's scroll in. I'm going to scroll in really close so I can make sure it's in the middle. And boy, our plane's really off middle. Oh well, it'll be fine. Let's scroll out. Go into perspective mode. It's a little thicker than what I want, so in the perspective mode, looking at about that angle, let's go S again for size, and size it in the Y, so hit Y, and let's reduce the width of it a little bit, or the thickness, to about something like that. So you can see the thickness there. Okay, I think we're finished on sizing it now. So let's go ahead and put it back to default scale. So let's hit Control A. Oops, sorry about that. Hit my microphone accidentally. And hit Scale. Now we're back to default scale. We're going to turn it a little bit. Okay, we're going to now rotate it. I believe in a negative, we're going to put 20-degree pitch on it. So let's rotate in the Z-axis by -20. That's the wrong way. So escape, rotate R in the Z-axis, Z, and 20 degrees. That's good. So let's. Okay, that'll work. Now let's make a duplicate of it. I should have probably made a duplicate of it before we rotated. We could go and hit Control Z to redo it, then make a copy. But I think we're just going to drop it down and do a -40 on it, on rotate in the Y, and it'll do the same thing. So let's go to a side view. So Control and number 3. Let's zoom in. Let's do a Shift and D, hit the Z for the Z axis, and move it down with your mouse to about right there. And we can go back into perspective mode, and you see both our props are going the same direction. That won't work. So let's go underneath of it so you can see it a little better. We're going to hit Rotate on the Z-axis -40 degrees and enter. Now we put the pitch more like what it should be. Now let's go out of wireframe back into solid mode. So hit Z so you can see what it's going to look like. We're going to do some smoothing, so let's click on our prop spinner and scroll up on your left toolbar, and under shading click the smooth. We're going to have to do this on the other spinners as well. So let's go ahead and do that now so I don't forget. So we're not going to hide this. Let's go ahead and just hide it. Let's hide spinner still. Click on spinner slow and make it visible. Click on smooth. Click on spinner blurred. Hide spinner slow. Make spinner blurred visible by clicking on it. Hit smooth. Okay, that's good. Let's turn off visibility for spinner blurred. Turn it on for spinner still. And select the spinner still. Okay. Now we're going to take our prop blades. Oh, let's name them first. I forgot to name them. So we're going to go up. We're going to click on the top blade. Go to the left and the right window with your object. And let's put blade 1 and enter. Click on the bottom one and put blade 2 and enter. Now with blade 2 still selected, let me think. Let's make duplicate copies of them. So let's click both. With spinner 2, blade 2 still selected, hit the shift key and select blade 1. Do a shift D and then hit the enter key. Now let's see where they're at. I'm going to go spinner still, click the down arrow. Okay, good. Don't have them yet. Let's go up to. Okay, that's good. So let's hide blade 1.001. Let's hide blade 2.001. Let's click on blade 1. And holding down the shift key, click on blade 2. Scroll down, and with the shift key, select spinner still. Move your mouse pointer back into your 3D workspace, hit Control P, and set parent to object. Okay, so we have this one set up now. And you can see under your spinner still, now you have blade 1 and blade 2 under a sub object of the spinner still. So let's go ahead and turn off the visibility for blade 2, turn off the visibility for blade 1, and turn off the visibility for spinner still. Click on spinner slow, turn on its visibility, go to the top, click on, we'll unselect the spinner, so hit A on the keyboard with your mouse in the 3D workspace. Click on blade 1, hold down the shift key, hit blade 2. Let's go ahead and turn on their visibility, so click on the little eyeballs. With those two still selected, scroll down, hold the shift key on your keyboard, and click on spinner slow. Put your mouse pointer back into the 3D workspace, hit Control P, and set parent to object. Okay, so now we have this one set up. So with these still set up, let's go ahead and click on the little positive here to drop down so we can see the blade 1, blade 2 for this one. Let's click on the spinner slow by itself, and let's add some simple materials to the spinners and to the blades for right now. So let's go to the material tab right here. We're going to hit new, we're going to type in on this one spinner underscore slow color. We're going to go the diffused. We're going to go to hex. We're going to type in FF0000 and enter. On the specularity intensity, we're going to type in 0.15 and enter. Let's click on the blade, on the top blade, go new. We're going to type in a material name, blade 1 color. We're going to click in the diffused, go into hex, and let's type in a 999999. And let's go to specular intensity of 0.15. Click on the lower blade, or blade 2, go new, go type blade 2 color, go to diffused, type in 999999, enter. Specular intensity is 0.15. Okay, so we have those colored or set up with materials. Let's turn off the visibility for under spinner slow, the blade 2, blade 1, and turn off visibility for spinner slow. Let's go down to spinner still, click on it, make it visible, make blade 1 visible, make blade 2 visible. Make sure that spinner still is selected and go new and click on materials, go spinner still. Oops. Go down to diffused, type in FF0000. Okay, specular intensity of 0.15. Click on blade 1, and this time instead of going new, we're going to click on this little material icon right here, and we're going to go to blade 1 color. Everything should be set default for us already. Click on blade 2, and again click on this little icon for the material next to new, and click blade 2 color. Okay, so that's set up those. That's good. Let's now turn off the visibility for blade 2. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Leave on right now visibility for blade 2 and blade 1, because we're going to have to use it for a reference. Let's click on spinner blurred. Let's make it visible. Oh, we haven't colored that one. Okay, so let's go ahead and give it its color. So let's go new, click in materials, go spinner underscore blurred, click in diffused, FF0000. Oops, what did I do wrong? diffused. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot to click in the hex. So click in the hex, hit FF0000 and enter. Go down to specular intensity, 0.15. Okay. Now let's go down and turn off visibility for spinner still, because we don't need it, but we want to keep the blades visible. We're going to go and click Control and number 3. Okay, so we're going to now reposition our 3D cursor. Oh, let's go ahead and put it in wireframe mode again. So let's hit Z, or the Z key on the keyboard. We're going to click in the middle of where the two blades vertically and horizontally, so it's in the middle and by the spinner. So by right there, right click to reposition the 3D cursor. We're going to hit Shift A and we're going to go Mesh and Plane. Now our plane right now is setting flat on the Y axis on us, the Y and X axis. So we are going to rotate it 90 degrees on the X axis. So hit R and X and 90 and enter. Let's go into, well, let's go ahead and size it. So hit scale and just scale it, increase the size, and we want to go about that far. You can see how far the white line is compared to where we have our prop blades. Do it about that point and left mouse click to make it stay. We're now going to hold down the middle mouse button, go in perspective mode. We're going to hit the Z key on the keyboard to go into solid mode. Okay, we should not be able to see on both sides of that, so we're going to fix that. On the right side toolbar right here, if yours is not being shown again, click on the little positive. We're going to scroll down to let's see, shader or shading, and we're going to click textured solid. And we can scroll back up. Now if we turn it perspective mode, you can see the face there, but no faces there. That's what we want to see. Okay, I want to hide everything but this plane right now. So I'm going to hit the H key on the keyboard for hide. Oh, wait a minute, will that hide everything? Or no, that'll hide it. Let me think. I think it's Shift and H. Okay, it is. Shift and H will hide everything but the object you have selected. Okay, so with that selected, I'm going to go and hit Tab to go into edit mode. I'm going to leave everything selected. And I'm going to go over to the left toolbar, and you'll see it has Add, Extrude. I'm going to hit Subdivide one time, so that now we basically have 4 faces making this plane. I'm going to hit A to unselect everything. I'm going to left mouse click and click that middle vertice. I'm going to go to a side view, so Control and number 3. I'm going to go in. I'm going to hit G for grab and Y for the Y axis, and I'm going to pull it out some to about like that. I'm going to hit A to unselect and Tab to get out of edit mode. Then you can go back into perspective mode. So basically what we did, we made the plane have a little concave to it. Now we're going to name this. So we're going to go to the Object tab. We're going to name this one prop blurred back. B-A-C-K. Okay. So now we're going to do we're going to copy this. So we're going to do a shift and a D. We're going to hit enter. We're then going to rotate it on the x-axis. So on the z-axis. So R for rotate, Z for the z-axis, and 180 degrees. So now we should have one forward as well now. So our prop will have a little bit of dimension from the side now, or a little bit of depth. We're going to go over and rename this one prop blurred, get rid of the back, and put front. Okay, so that's good. We now want to go up. So prop blurred back. Right now we have prop blurred front selected. Hold down the shift key. Click on prop blurred back. Scroll down. And with the shift button still, hold down the shift button again on your keyboard and left click the spinner blurred. Move your mouse cursor back to, just make sure we have it visible. So hit visibility on it. Ooh, hold on. Don't do anything. It's a good thing we did that. I have it out of place. See, we're not even close to being centered. We would have messed up royally. Okay, so hit A to unselect. Go back up. Click the prop blurred background, or back, prop blurred back. Hold down the shift. Click on prop blurred front. Let's do a front view, which would be Control and 1. Just hit Z to go into wireframe mode. Zoom in pretty close. We're now going to hit G for grab, X for the x-axis, and move that into the middle of the prop spinner. So about right there. Zoom out. Go ahead and hit Z again to go into solid mode. Okay, that's much better. Okay, now we have both of those still selected. We have prop blurred back and prop blurred front both selected. So now go down, scroll down, hold down the shift key on the keyboard, and click on spinner blurred. Now put your mouse cursor or pointer back into your 3D workspace and hit Control P and set parent to object. Okay, and it looks like everything is scaled to 1 still, but let's go ahead and just to make sure, with everything still selected, hit Control and A, and let's hit scale. Okay. Now we can unhide everything. So I believe if you hit Alt H, yeah, there we go. We'll unhide everything. Hit A to unselect everything. Oh no, I see a mess up we did. Or I did. Why are the blades off like that? Okay, I'm going to have to see what I did wrong. Hold on. Okay, I didn't do anything wrong. I scared myself for a minute. Because the blade is at an angle, I didn't see the whole prop. So I thought, oh man, look how off our prop is. Okay, so we're okay. So we're going to now apply our texture for our blurred, and that's going to be the textures that we made in the video that we did that I hope you just watched, how to make a prop blur texture using GIMP 2.8. So under the spinner blurred, I'm going to click on prop blurred background or back. I'll put it so you can see it. So click on prop blur back, and I think I'm going to hide everything again. So hit Shift and H. Let's do a front view, so Control number 1. Oops, wrong way. Do a number 1 on the keyboard and on the numeric pad. There we go. Zoom in. Okay. It's probably hard for you to see, so I'm going to close this window for right now. You will see that there are some little lines, 1, 2, 3 lines going right here at the top. Or move your mouse cursor until it goes to looking like a little plus sign. Left mouse click and pull that out. So we're making another window. We're then going to go down to this little icon right here. We're going to left click and we're going to go UV image editor and click on it. Okay, we're going to move this. Now make sure you have prop blurred back selected. Hit the tab key. Hit the A key to select everything. Then go down to your mesh tab down here. Go up to UV unwrap, and we're going to go to Smart UV project. We're going to leave everything default and hit OK. So now it's unwrapped our 4 faces right here. So we have everything UV unwrapped. Now we're going to go to our, we haven't made a material for this yet. Okay, so let's do that now. So we have that selected. We're going to go to New. We're going to type in the material's name, blurred prop, and enter. And we're going to have to go down and set everything up for that. So we're going to go down. We're going to go to FSX parameters. We're going to check that. We're going to expand the window. We're going to go down that. We're going to go down, down, down. Right now, I am not going to use any type of we're not going to use reflections on our blade anyway. But if you did, you would use global environment map as reflections. If we had a shiny prop, you would tell it the scale of the map or how you want to scale the map and how much power of the reflection you want. But we're going to say allow bloom. Leave your specular bloom floor at 0.90, the ambient light scale at 1.00. The frame buffer blend, we want to click and set transparent. That will set our source blend to source alpha and our destination blend to inverse source alpha. Go down and we're going to put no shadow. This one you can leave checked. Okay, so that sets up for the material. Now we're going to go to the little red and white checkerboard, which is your texture. We're going to click on it. We're going to go down and hit New. Where it says Type, we're going to type on or click on this that says Clouds. We're going to go to Image or Movie. We're going to scroll down. We're going to go Image, Open. Now you're going to navigate to make sure you're in your test plane or your project main folder. Click once on your textures folder, and we want to use our PNG file, prop blur underscore T PNG, and open image. Next we want to scroll down, and under mapping and coordinates we want to click on the generated and go UV. Everything else we're going to leave the same or default. So let's click back on our material. Now we're going to apply the material to our UV mapping. So we should not have to go new because we've already set this texture into our project. We can go to the little image icon right by the new button, click on it, and go propeller underscore T PNG. That will put the map on our UV and put it onto our object. So now with your window and your mouse cursor in your main window or your 3D window, you can hit A to unselect it or unselect everything, and T to go out of edit mode. So there is that one done. Next we're going to make prop blur front visible. We're going to make the prop blur back hidden. We're going to click on prop blurred front. We'll rotate it so we can see everything. Well, let's go ahead and do Control and 1. Go back. Well, we have our image, but it's okay. So leave it like this. We're then going to have to go back. We're not going to go a new image though. We're going to still use the same image that we used for the back. So click on this little image or the little materials icon by the new button. We're going to scroll down by using your middle mouse wheel. Where is it? Prop blur. Oh, there we go. Blur prop or blurred prop. Click on that. So now we've set our material, and you can see everything is default, just like we set it before. And if you went to, let's see, no, we'll just leave it like it is. Okay, so we have that. Now we're going to have to UV this one, or UV unwrap. So hit the Tab key, make sure you're in your 3D workspace, hit the Tab, and A to select everything. Go down to the Mesh tab down here, go to UV unwrap, Smart UV project, leave everything default, hit OK. That's good. Go then again down to the little image icon next to the new, click on it, and do prop blur underscore T PNG. Go back into your 3D workspace, hit the A key to unselect, and Tab to get out of edit mode. You can now go up, make the little positive on this little area here again, hold down the left mouse button and pull over until you see an arrow going to the left, release, and I'll get rid of that window. Click on your little positive again to make that toolbar to come back up. Let's hit Alt H to make everything visible again. Okay, hit A to unselect. Okay, now we're going to work on doing the animations. So we are going to start hiding things again. We're going to work on spinner slow first. So let's hide blade 2, hide blade 1, hide spinner still, leave blade 2 0.001 and blade 1.001 visible. Leave spinner slow visible. Prop blur front make hidden or invisible. Make prop blurred back invisible or hidden. Make spinner blurred hidden. Go down, click on spinner slow. Okay, very good. Okay, spinner slow, we are going to start it off let's see. We'll do it just like it is. So the first thing we want to do is insert a keyframe. First, make sure that your animation is at 0. If it isn't, click on it, type 0 and enter. Now we want to put your mouse cursor in the 3D workspace, hit I and rotation. So we entered our first keyframe. We now want to go down and type in 25 and enter. Put your mouse back into 3D workspace. Hit the R key to rotate. We want to rotate on the Y, hit the Y, and we want to do it by a 90 degrees. 90 and enter. With your mouse cursor in the 3D workspace, hit I and insert keyframe rotation. Go back down, click on the your position for animation, click 50, enter. Go back up, hit R, Y, 90 degrees or 90 and enter. Hit I and rotation. Go back down on your animation, type in 75, enter. Go back up, hit R, Y, 90, enter. Hit I for insert and rotation. Go back down, click 100 for your animation. Go back up, hit hit R for rotate, Y for y-axis, and 90 degrees, or 90, enter. I for rotation, or click rotation. And at this point, let's go back and make it at 0, and enter. Let's go File and Save, just so we have this saved. Okay, let's test it. So we can go down to the play and hit play, and you can watch your prop spin. Okay, let's hit stop. Let's put our animation back to 0. Now let's hide blade 2, hide blade 1, hide spinner slow, and let's go to blurred. So prop blur front, make visible. Prop blur back, make visible. Spinner blurred, make visible. Click on spinner blurred up here. Okay. We want to make sure that our animation is at 0. Your cursor is in the 3D workspace and hit I and rotation. We want to go down and change the animation to 25. Go up, hit R for rotate, Y for the y-axis, and 90 degrees, and enter. Hit I and rotate. Go down now, hit 50 and enter. Go up, R for rotate, Y, 90 and enter. Do I and rotation. Go back down, hit 75 and enter. Go up, R for rotate, Y for y-axis, 90, enter. I and rotation. Go down to animation, type 100, enter. Go up, R, Y, 90, enter, I, rotation. And let's put our animation back to 0. Let's hit File and Save. Okay, let's test this one now. So we can go to Play and see what it does. Okay, that's good. So let's hit Stop. And let's put our animation back to 0. Now we want to hide our spinner blurred, hide spinner blurred back, hide prop blurred front, and we want to go to still. Click on spinner still, make it visible. Click on blade 1, make it visible. Click on blade 2, make it visible. Okay, now on this one, we're going to rotate it by 30 degrees. So let's hit RY30 and enter. And all of the keyframes will be in this position. This is the prop at rest or at no movement. So at 0, make sure your mouse cursor is in the 3D workspace. Hit I and rotation. Go down to your animation position, 25, enter. Go up, I, rotation. Go down, go 50, enter. Go up, I, rotation. Go down to your animation, type in 75, enter. Up, I, rotation. Go down to type in 100. Go up, I. Oops, my system's running slow. Rotation. Let's go File and Save. Okay, so everything should be animated now. Let's go and make everything visible. So let's do Alt and H. Let's hit A to unselect everything. And just to be doing, let's hit the play button. Okay, that's good. So hit stop on the play. Remember, whenever you're going to get ready to export your .mdl file, always make sure that your animations are set to 0 or you're going to have issues. And 2, I know a lot of you that is new to FSX is wondering, how does a texture on a prop blurred plane going to look like it's showing motion with a solid surface? I should have explained a little better on making how to make a prop blur texture using GIMP 2.8 a little more plain. The mask that we made is basically letting only certain parts and a certain percentage of those parts show through. So everything that is black on that mask is completely transparent. The more white you go, the more solid or opaque it becomes. So you won't see that magic work until we get it into FSX. So just to be doing, let's make sure we hit File and Save one more time. Let's navigate. Now this is just one of my little peeve things. You don't have to do this if you don't want to, but I like navigating to my main folder. I like going to my .mdl file, and I like to select everything and delete it before I put in or redo a .mdl file. So delete and yes. I will minimize that now. I'm going to go up to File. I'm going to go to Export and export DirectX for FSX.x. I'm going to make sure I'm in my project folder, test plane 1, that's good, and click on the folder MDL. I'm going to leave apply modifiers, export animations, and I want to check export MDL. Go up to export FSX.x file button. Okay, that is done. So now I am going to close my Blender file. There's a couple things now that we're going to have to copy and put into our FSX folder. So we're going to go navigate to your Flight Simulator 10. So go eMachines, or I'm sorry, eMachine, it's mine. Go C drive. Go basically let's see. Yeah, program files.x86, and this is if you did a default install for Flight Simulator. Program files.x86, Microsoft Games, Microsoft Flight Simulator 10, Sim Objects, Airplanes, and we're going to scroll down to our test plane, or your whatever you named your project. Okay, so I have that one open. I'm going to put it over here. I'm going to go to where my Blender test plane project is. Oops. I'm going to first make sure that I'm in my .mdl file. I'm going to click on my test plane .mdl file. I'm going to do a right mouse click and copy. I'm going to click now back into the Microsoft Flight Simulator 10, and in my project model or plane folder, I'm going to click in the model. I'm going to delete my .mdl file there. Then I'm going to right mouse click and paste my new model file I just made. Okay, so that one's there. Now we're going to go back to our test plane 1 main folder. We're going to go into textures. We're going to go over to our project file for our Blender folder. We're going to click on its test plane or its main folder, click into its textures. This time we're going to take that prop blur underscore t.dds file that we made. We're going to copy it. We're going to paste it in this textures one for the flight simulator for our model under textures. Paste. There it is. And I'm also going to go back to our main folder for our plane and put it also in textures.1 and paste. I'm going to close or minimize this window, minimize this window. I'm going to start FSX now, or Flight Simulator 10, because we're ready to test our plane. Okay, we're going to go to where our plane is. KP, there it is. Go OK. There's our plane. We now have a prop. I'm going to change to the airport, one of the airports I made. Go OK. Now believe the time, everything all right. I'm going to change to clear sky, and I'm going to start. Now because how my system runs, you may not be able to see it too well because I'm noticing that Flight Simulator doesn't show up too well in my videos, but you'll be able to see how yours works, and you should be able to see how mine looks a little bit. So hit F11. There's our prop. And you can see it looks pretty good spinning. Now let's shut down our motor. Not bad. Start the motor. So now we have an animated prop, and we've made our own texture for our prop blur. I'm going to shut mine down now. I'm sorry that this video was so long, but we had a lot to do on this one. I hope you enjoy it and get something out of it. And I hope you will subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you, and bye.